If I could give you 3 reasons to read Nick Joaquin, the first would be magical realism, where myths, rituals, folk tales can be found, especially in The Woman Who Had Two Navels or Mayday Eve. All these characters seem to be on the brink of insanity or the cusp of becoming something more than human. Like Lupe in the story of Tatarin, with her hysteria, passion, and raving spirit, during the day of St. John, when there's this frenzied procession. Second, it's that he has lyrical and poetic exaggeration. Like for the portrait of the artist as Filipino, the spinster sisters Candida and Paula are brought to life with their cries and tears, knowing that their time of fortune is about to run out, having this tarnished elegance to their house. Third, his stories put you in the epicenter of Spanish and Filipino identities, as well as the ideals that European Filipinos had. It traps you in a 19th century Manila, romanticizing the lifestyles his characters have. Now let's rapidly run through some of the stories and lessons I got from each one. Nick Joaquin doesn't explicitly state that his works have morals, but here's what I got from them anyway, simply from the vibes or the Filipino-European ideals in his presence. The Summer Solstice. This one focuses on the power and empowerment that women have to be respected and more so adored. Mayday Eve, how time passes by quickly and love is fleeting or it can corrupt through the ages. The Woman Who Had Two Navels focuses on how people can ignore the reality of their situation and how the rich feel like they're constantly being watched. It's all just one big race to put on a show for an ever observing audience. And to reach that great American dream, they have to become will deprived ghosts. We have Guardia de Honor, about defying one's path and protecting an heirloom for a future generation. Doña Jeronima, the lesson I got here was that infinite wanting will not bring you peace, especially with that ring symbolism. Then there's this archbishop who wanted power and not piety, and when he was young, he was this power hungry madman. But then as he grew older, he's now just a hollow husk. The portrait of the artist as Filipino. Here it's like old revolutionaries reminisce about the past and realize that they've now become irrelevant in the present day, simply being cast aside. Also, again, the theme of the spinster sisters worrying themselves about what their neighbors think when they lose electricity, and the humiliation and agony they face. And the painting itself, where there's a young man carrying an old man on his back through a burning city. This means that the generation has to carry themselves to prevent from being forgotten. It's the conscience of being abandoned. 3 generations. How one's upbringing, or the parental hierarchy, like from father to son to grandson, will haunt future generations. The legend of the dying wonton, where a soldier blames poverty and oppression for his behavior, thinking that the world's evils have conspired against him, so much so that he repays these evils with his own evil. But on his deathbed, that's when realization hits him that he's just an awful and malicious person, and he's taken his life for granted, throwing it all away for wickedness. The Mass of Saint Sylvester, the lesson here is that nothing really lives forever, and beauty is found in ruins, where what once was holy and beautiful, like the walled city of Intramuros, does not last long, and it now only lives in a beautiful illusion. The Order of Melchizedek. Here, Joaquin wants to say that faith in religion never dies, but it's merely resurrected. Candida's Apocalypse. It's about a teenager who learns what true nakedness means, where it's revealing one's dignity and how the human has layers to it, like flesh meaning human truth, muscle being how we are just autonomous machines, and skeletons are the grotesque side of us. Overall, it's just accepting both the beautiful and ugly parts of humanity. And there we go. It's haunting, revolutionary, and radical. That's what makes Nick Joaquin a literary icon.